Hey there and welcome back. Today I thought it might be useful to talk you through a clever way around the jeopardy surrounding buying a home. We're all aware that in England and Wales a purchase isn't certain until contracts have been exchanged. This means we can invest a lot of time, effort and money into preparing for a sale that falls through at the last minute. It's frustrating and it's heartbreaking. However, there is a way around this, and the first step is to get yourself a good solicitor on board. Use our link below and we'll connect you with a solicitor from our approved panel. With the advice and assistance of your solicitor, you could create something called a lockout agreement. This is a pre-contact agreement between seller and buyer, where the seller agrees to work exclusively with the buyer on the purchase or on the sale. It usually lasts for a set time and means that the seller can't negotiate with other potential buyers during the lockout period. It gives the buyer a deadline to work to, so the seller doesn't waste time on an indecisive purchaser who later withdraws, and the buyer can avoid the nightmare gazumping scenario. Gazumping is when a seller accepts an offer from one buyer but later accepts a higher offer from another one. It's particularly frustrating if this happens when the conveyancing process is already underway and the initial buyer has run up legal bills and survey expenses and things like that. A lockout agreement usually sets a time period during which the seller must not entertain offers or discussions from other potential buyers. The agreement also covers the seller's interests, such as requiring the buyer to remain in regular communication and be prompt with the conveyancing process. Usually, there'll be a clause which states both buyer and seller must notify the other if they choose not to proceed with the sale. And it's important to remember that a lockout agreement does not guarantee a sale, just that the buyer and seller agree to work only with one another to try and make the sale happen. Once the lockout period has ended, a seller can still accept a higher offer from another buyer or even choose to increase the price. So, when is a good time to use one of these lockout agreements? Well, since conveyancing can be a long, drawn-out process, going into it with a lockout will give both parties added confidence. Not every buyer and seller will want to enter into one of these agreements, and it very much depends on the relationship between the parties and also the estate agent. But I think it is worth considering if you're committed and you want to add a good degree of certainty to the notoriously uncertain English and Welsh buying and selling process. Do please stay tuned for more top tips for buying and selling. Subscribe now and make sure you turn on notifications for all of our latest property news coming to you from Move IQ.